You Keep Me Hanging On. It was a Supremes hit, but man, when Vanilla Fudge did it, it was a completely different song. And I love when bands do this where they reinterpret a tune to a point where you don't recognize it anymore, but in a good way. And in 68, when so many people saw them perform the tune on the Ed Sullivan Show, it was, who are these guys? They came at a song that was over here on the map and brought it over here twice and did it from over here. We talk about You Keep Me Hanging On with Mark Stein and Carmine Appice of Vanilla Fudge on Rock History Music. You Keep Me Hanging On.
Yeah. Well, I think it's really cool that like Holland Dozier and Holland wrote that song, you know. Keep Me Hanging On, I think was the only song that was in the top 10 3 different times. Diana Ross and Supremes, Vanilla Fudge, and Kim Wilde, you know. But you know, you could Google this. I think it was Lamont Dozier, or I don't know which one it was, said that the version that Vanilla Fudge did blew his mind, and it's by far his favorite version of the song. So, you know, you can coin that phrase, you know.
You Keep Me Hanging, when everyone saw, when you were on TV, the big TV show, for the first time, everyone they were all talking about how you were drumming. They were going, they'd never seen that before.
I know. I was attacking the drums. I look at it now and I go, wow, you know, there's some shows on the internet like where they review things from years ago that they never seen. So these people never saw You Keep Hanging On. And they rated from 1 to 10. They gave us like a 12. You know, they said it was unbelievable. Then another show, there was a guy watching, he goes, whatever that drummer's on, I want some, you know? And it's funny, watching their reactions of people today that never heard that or never saw it.
Yeah.
You know, but, you know, we started a whole thing. You know, me with my playing, Tim Bogle with his playing, singing, Mark's organ. And, you know, we were considered a heavy rock, psychedelic heavy rock symphonic band, you know.
But see, on paper, if someone had told me someone's going to remake all these songs, and I mean, yeah, they're all well known, but you're completely reinvent. You guys invented reinventing a song because it was a fresh. But where did that come from? Of grabbing these songs and going, we're going to make them our own, or whatever you said at the time.
Well, look, I was originally influenced heavily by Felix Caballero and the Rascals when it came to Hammond organ and soul singing, blue-eyed soul singing, and you know, all of that. I mean, they were great. And Felix inspired me. The Rascals inspired Carmine too. Dino Danelli was an incredible drummer, and just the whole band. Gene Cornish, Eddie Brigatti, as a quartet, they just blew me away. My as a teenager. And that's who I wanted to, that's what I wanted to do, you know. That's when I got my first Hammond organ. I was so inspired by Felix. And then I went and saw a band that people were talking about called The Vagrants, which there was a guitar player by the name of Leslie West in that band. And that was the first band I saw taking songs and slowing them down and adding dynamics and drama to them. They would take a song like Exodus and make this whole production out of it. And if I Were a Carpenter, and it was just so mind-blowing that I went home after seeing him that night, and that's what I wanted to do, man. I mean, it was like the Vanilla Fudge was really a hybrid of the Rascals and the Vagrants. That's really what it was. And that's what I told Tim Bogle. I said, this is what I want to do, man. Let's do this. He passed away, unfortunately, in January, a great bass player from the early days.
Mm-hmm.
And that was my initial inspiration. And,
but did anybody tell you, Mark, did anyone say, hey, Mark, yeah, that's nice, but you're freaking crazy?
A lot of people said I was crazy because we weren't writing our own songs. But I used to say, well, you know, we say what we want to say in our arrangements, you know. A lot of people accused us of plagiarism because we were doing other people's songs. They didn't get it, a lot of people in the beginning, but when that first album actually broke on the scene, it blew so many minds. It was we just became the darlings of underground radio. They used to play that whole album on the radio, man. Everybody used to come to see us. The Beatles came to see us in England in '67. You know, we were the cats that dared to be different, you know. The 3-minute song was, you know, that was the standard on AM radio. But when we came out with these long, involved symphonic arrangements, it was like, wow. It was like a whole new approach to rock music. And we inspired bands like Uriah Heep and Deep Purple and Styx and even Led Zeppelin, who actually opened for Vanilla Fudge
Yeah.
in the late '60s. You know, we were the center of the pop music universe in those days.
Have you watched the?
I
have
haven't
you watched
gotten
any
a
Get
chance to
Back?
see it yet, but I hear it's incredible. I want to see it. you
It's
know.
unnerving in a way. I mean, I'm 61, so when Sergeant Pepper and you guys came out in '67, I was
Yeah.
7 years old. I wasn't aware. I didn't have the chops
Right.
to be aware of that. But you go back and you get it, hopefully. But you were there. I mean, you guys came out the gate in '67. This is Summer of Love. I mean, this freaking everyone talks about '67. What was the atmosphere like for you guys? Were you like jumping on a moving plane as far as the momentum? How did you feel getting out of the gate then?
Well, actually, for me, I mean, I just couldn't believe it was happening so fast. Because here we are, just a bunch of guys from the New York, New Jersey metropolitan area. Everybody always wanted to be pop stars. Rock star wasn't a term that was around at that time. It was pop stars. And we come up with this psychedelic symphonic music, and I'm not going to get into an hour about how it all evolved, but it evolved, and we had this new approach to music, and FM radio just embraced us and started playing that first Fudge album. You Keep Me Hanging On, and the Eleanor Rigby, and Bang Bang, and Take It to Ride, and all these intense arrangements that we had, and brought so much drama and dynamics to music. And that was one of the beginnings of progressive rock, I guess it was. And here we were. I was just a fan of everybody, and all of a sudden we're opening for the Mamas and the Papas in front of 20,000 people. It was like so scary. I was scared shit. I mean, it was like I'm 19, 20 years old.
If you want to contribute to the channel, there's a PayPal link at the very top of the description. Also, a link there for the brand new Cactus album that Carmine has just released with an all-star cast. You can join our Patreon. You'll get early access to all our videos. And go to our swag store. You can pick up a t-shirt at T-Top, a coat, hat, and a lot more with our logo on it. Subscribe to our channel, share our videos, comment on them, and like them as well. I'm John Bowden. This is Rock History Music. Take care of yourself.